Yes, welcome to another edition of Luthier's Lair. This is the beginning of a new series. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing my hoodie today, it's because South Florida is going to get a cold snap. For real. It's going to be like 2 or 3 Celsius over the weekend, which is near freezing, about 38 Fahrenheit, which is unusual as hell for here. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Anyway, start of a new series. This is going to be detailing a really good build. It's going to be a Gazzbass build, but not just any old Gazzbass. It's going to be like a hybrid of the Mark King edition Gazzbasses of the late 90s and things like Lackland, stuff like that thrown in for good measure. Ultra thin neck, ultra thin, ultra fast Gazzbass, of course 38mm at the nut. It's going to be those dimensions. And I do have good Gazzbass templates, and so let's go and have a look at templates to kick things off with. Okay? Brr, brr, brr. I can't see shit with this on. Okay, here's my Gazzbass templates. This one's actually based on the I think 1968 Gazzbass, American Gazzbass model. I'll be making a few adjustments to things once I've got everything roughed out. But you can see here there's body routing template right here. Nicely squared off here so I can get a router in there with pickups as well. The control cavity, which I'm going to enlarge slightly because the space is going to be active. And I will tell you what components are going into it later, but for now let's take a look at the templates here. I need to get this double-sided tape off from the last time. Duh. Oh God. Anyway, yeah. And here's the body again, and this is the rear. But you can use it for sizing up both front and back, of course, with the belly carve lines in there, exact shape. Actually, I forgot to show you. Yeah, they all have centre lines as well, these templates, very nice. And there's the comfort carve line here in the front part of the body. Now, this is the neck template, but it only has 20 frets on it. I want this one to be either 21 or 24 frets. Not quite sure yet. Still working out the basic specifications from the unspecified customer at the moment. Here you have neck radius gauges, one for at the nut and one for at the heel. The headstock, which of course I'm going to change because I don't want Fender to sue the shit out of me. I will be changing that. And the pickguard template, I've already made the pickguard, so there's an idea. There you go. That's the pickguard made right there. Oh, somebody likes me. Nice. Okay, and the colour scheme for this bass is going to be the old Sonic Blue, Daphne Blue type colour. Let's see, this is switch that on. Those lights aren't very good, are they? Anyway, I got Sonic Blue here. The Daphne Blue is very hard to come by, but Sonic Blue is almost identical, I find anyway. Clear gloss, nitrocellulose, and a white vinyl. I'm going to be making this bass body. I'm going to do something really special to the body as well. It's going to be fun. It will be essentially made out of alder. So I'll need to fill it somewhat. I mean, alder has a tight grain, but yeah, I'll need to fill it. And then I'll seal it with a white vinyl because although the Sonic Blue is opaque, I'm going to use the white vinyl to lay down a white coat for the Sonic Blue to go on. So that's about it. Let's start looking at some some of the components that are going to go into this build, shall we? Yes. Okay, not many components are in yet for this base. Some I fabricable myself, and others I order in. Of course I order in the Seymour Duncans here, and I have nothing but good things to say about Seymour Duncan. Their website's extraordinary as well, awesome. The de facto place to go and get, you know, like wiring diagrams and stuff. They even send you stuff, a wiring diagram leaflet. But this is the little unboxing I've done. We have the pickup screws here, and the foam pickup rests here. And let's just take a little look at the bridge pickup here. As you can see, there's the cover, beautiful cover there with Seymour Duncan's logo on it. I don't mind that at all, it's fantastic. Sometimes I get them to give me non-labelled ones. They're a brilliant company to work with. And even if you're not a customer of theirs and you just ask them out of the blue about something, you'll get a response. You usually get a response. And let's take a look at this bridge pickup. As you notice there, the pickup cores are very thick. That's why they have the moniker that they do, which is the £1/4 pickups. And as you can see, the pickup windings are beautifully protected by a strip of fantastically velvety material there. It's very nice. And of course the back poles are shielded, and jointing is shielded there, proper ground connection, and fantastically jointed wires there. Just good workmanship. My favourite pickups, Seymour Duncan. And let's have a quick look at the resistance, the DC resistance. Of course it would be impedance when it gets plugged into the guitar, but let's look at DC resistance of this pickup. Should be around about 14k. I'm looking for a real chunky sound for this bass, and I'm going to get it with pickups that are 14k. So let's turn this on to ohms. Let's have a look. Pan out a bit. There you are. 14.1k ohms. 14.1 kilo ohms. Beautiful. I need to get smaller clips for this. It's ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, so their packaging is, their packaging is really amazing. These boxes, I always keep these boxes. Great for keeping stuff in after the fact. You know, once the bass is built and ready, and everything's working. I continuity checked both pickups; they are working fine, and it's they're just awesome. They're great. I have nothing but good things to say about Seymour Duncan. Fantastic. Anyway, let's go on and do something else here. We might look at other components. I don't have much for you to look at right now. I'm just starting this project. I've been given the go-ahead, and obviously I've had a deposit paid. That's always important, to get all the stuff in, you know, and we'll go from there. Brilliant. So here's an example of a jazz bass I built, maybe 18 months ago or so, with the templates that I showed you earlier, and just to show you that Seymour Duncan will supply you with pickups that do not have the logo on it, and if not, you can buy new pickup covers, but they did that for me. This one has a higher mass jazz bass bridge on it than what usually comes with a jazz bass. These screws are for the ashtray that goes on there and here as well, which is awesome, of course. These electronics were specially done for me by Audio. Stack pots, multiple variations of tone, you know, usual pick guard that I made from the mother of pearl style pick guard material. The body is sapelli, which is very heavy actually. The base is, it's the heaviest base I own. It's nearly 12 pounds, which is nearly 5 kilograms, which is pretty heavy. Right? But it's surprisingly well balanced. The neck, of course, is a standard, actually not really a standard Gazzbass neck. I made this one 21 frets. That's what a 21 fret Gazzbass looks like. It's fantastic. I mean, I have a brass nut up here, just pan up there. Brass nut. Sort of a little different headstock, not quite the same, but it looks very similar to Fender's headstock, but this is mine anyway and I'm not selling it, so yeah, it doesn't matter then. If I had to sell it, if I have to sell it, or I'm going to sell it, I would change the headstock, you know. So that's just an example, but the bass, the Gazzbass I'm going to build for my customer is going to be quite a bit different than this. We're not decided on all the options yet. The main option being what sort of bridge he wants in his Gazzbass, and we'll go from there. But yeah, strap locks is standard, everything on this. Actually, this is quite a standard bass. And there's the rear. I'll show you that without breaking everything. It's the rear. It's a battery box for active electronics. Of course, standard neck plate there. Everything pretty standard on this one. It's just heavy as hell, you know. But yeah, and I get really good tone out of this. Does need new strings though, I think. That's not bad. Still zingy. Anyway, let's go on with this project. Okay, quick look at some options for the bridge. I'm working on a third option actually right now. A bit of glue on this towel. Yes. What I use as standard is this slightly higher mass Fender bridge for the Gazzbass. That's standard. Very similar to the original bridge, but it does have a little tracks for the grub screws, the intonation, to go back and forward, and you get a fair range of intonation out of this. And usual barrel saddles there. That's one. And the other one, of course, is the hip shot kick-ass high mass bridge, which is meant to be a drop-in replacement for P and Jazz. I do like this bridge. Very stable, and plenty of room again for intonation. Lots and lots of room there. About the same as this one, maybe a little bit more, but everything's much more sturdy on it. And you can see it is quite a bit sort of thicker. If you even that out though, you'll see it's about the same height. But you've got to be careful when you're routing the neck pocket that you don't go too deep on the neck pocket, or else you're going to have problems. You're going to have to shim the neck, stuff like that. So just a little bit of care to be taken on this. These ones slide in the grooves, they are made for them. The grub screws to adjust string height, they thrust upon these surfaces here. And the great thing about this bridge is it has variable string spacing settings. So there's a little grub screw in the front there. I don't know if you can see it. Let's show you. A little grub screw here. See, you loosen that, and then you can move the brass saddle back and forward. And actually, Hipshot sell other materials other than brass for the saddles. So when it comes to a Gazzbass as well, it's great that you've got that, because Gazzbass neck is thin. It's a thin neck. It's not wide. It's not a wide neck, and it's a very thin profile. So yeah, having variable string spacing there, it helps players a lot with just just honing in and fine tuning their bass to their actual playing style. So I love this bridge. The third option I'm hoping I can offer the Babbitt's lines of bridges, and yeah, their bridges are pretty expensive, but they get nothing but good reviews. I've seen a couple of negative reviews, but it's about 99.9% good reviews. So I'm working with them to see if I can come to a deal where I can offer those as well. But yeah, so this one comes as standard, so no extra charge for that one. The hip shot one, of course, a little bit more extra bling there, so there is a charge for that option. And of course the Babbitt's bridge, there will be an even bigger charge, I'm afraid, for that one. But it all depends what you want. I try to accommodate and offer anything I can for my customers, and it's worked out great so far. So, you know, the options are there. But those are the bridges. Nice. So, yes, oh, sorry about the sweater, by the way. It got down to 38 Fahrenheit.
Woo!
Which is about 3 or 4 Celsius, which is kind of unheard of for these parts of South Florida. So, a little taste of the old country. Fantastic. But anyway, this is the last little piece of kit I want to show you for the time being. It is the electronics for this jazz bass that I'm building. Its code name has been decided upon, and it's Lula, L-U-L-A. Go look it up. Anyway, this is from a company I work with regularly called Lair Audio. They're based in South Beach, Oregon, way across the other end of the country, about nearly 3,000 miles away. Big country. As you can see, it's beautifully packed. It comes with a fantastic set of instructions for installation and functionality, which I'll laminate for the customer so that they can troubleshoot if anything ever goes wrong with it, which I doubt. I've never had any problems with Lair stuff before. And this is a customised one. As you can see in the picture, this is what the standard you usually get, but I have an extra control on there. This is the blend pot, and then you have master volume, volume attenuation, bass, middle and treble, all in different combinations, different frequency shifts, stuff like that. It's an absolutely fantastic piece of kit, and I'll just show you the board here. Wait a minute, I don't want to get my grubby paw prints all over it, so I'm going to put on a snooker referee glove. No, I'm just joking. Right. So here, if we look at the undercarriage here, what we have is beautiful potentiometers here, surface mount circuitry, and if you notice there beside the two pickup terminals, there's 2 tiny trim pots in there, and that's a gain of plus or minus 10 decibels per pickup. So you can even adjust the gain of the pickups to what you like, which I think is fantastic. It's a great, and it's beautifully wired. It fits right into any standard jazz bass slot actually, which is incredibly good. I chose to have my battery box in a different compartment. This bass is going to have 2 batteries, one for the board here and another one for the LED neck. So beautiful, beautiful piece of kit. It's going to go very nice with this, of course. As you can see, standard jazz bass look. Indeed. And of course the instructions explain about the adjustment of the potentiometer, what it gives you, and what all the controls do. So I'm really happy with this. The build won't start for a little while yet. Still waiting on a couple of other things coming in, but that is a beautiful piece. did I mention that this LED here, this is a battery power indicator. When you plug the base in initially, this will flash blue for about 2 or 3 seconds and then go off if the battery's fine. If the battery's starting to run down a bit, this will be red. So, you know, it's time to change your battery. So no screwing around, you know. So, yes, thanks again to Lair Audio. I'm not a paid spokesman for them. I just like their stuff so much that I always give them a shout out when I do my videos, when I get their stuff in for a build. So, see, there's grease in this already. I mean, how the hell, I'm wearing a glove and I still managed to get stuff on it. Anyway, there you go. Awesome. Brrr. Well, yes, that's about it for part 1 for this episode. Yeah, and this is going to be a long build. This one will be quite long. I'm extending it. I'm going to go through quite a lot of detail in this build just to see how everything comes together per customer request. And yeah, so just remains for me to say, stay warm, stay safe, be good, and I'll catch you next time from almost freezing South Florida. Awesome, actually. So, take care everyone. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.